The first two exercises we're going to look at are designed initially to activate the muscles along the spine, particularly around the small of the back, and the muscles along the front of the body in the abdominal wall. These two sets of muscles work in a pair, and it's important that they communicate with each other in what's referred to as an antagonistic relationship. Often what we find is that one muscle set becomes overactive, and as a result that creates an underactivity in the other set of muscles. So often this creates a forward hunched posture in some people, or an excessively arched, almost military style posture in other people. So what we're looking for is for those two sets of muscles to work in partnership together so the body retains a comfortable, upright and relaxed posture. For these first two exercises, you line your back with the feet flat, knees slightly apart and the legs relaxed. First thing we need to be doing is to concentrate on the muscles of the back, and initially we want to flatten the back out by tilting the pelvis slightly so the back is flat against the floor so you can't get your hand underneath the small of your back. Roll the rest of the body down so your spine is extended, and at that point you should be in a relaxed position with the body fully flat on the floor. Ideally, these movements will be done in coordination with your breathing. Initially, when you first do them, you may have enough to think about just following the movements. But as you get comfortable with the movement, we try to work in time with the breathing. Don't let the breathing become a distraction. You can move on to that later. So to start, you're going to push the pelvis into the floor and draw it backwards along the mat until eventually there's a space under your back you can slip your hand into. Hold that for a moment and pay attention to the muscles along the spine tensing up a little. Then push the pelvis out, down along the mat until again you reach a point where the back is flat. And this can be repeated 3, 4, half a dozen times. Just pull the pelvis in so the pelvis tilts and the space appears in the back. Push the pelvis down so the pelvis flattens and the back flattens against the mat. Very straightforward. The important thing is done slowly with care, and you're thinking about the sensations coming from the muscles of the back. So if you take a breath in, fill the lungs a little, and then as you breathe out, curve the spine, roll the pelvis down, and then take another breath in, push the pelvis along, away the mat towards your heels, and flatten the spine. So once more, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, pull the pelvis in, allow the spine to lift off the mat. Take another breath in, and roll the pelvis out as you breathe out, and you come to a rest again. As I say, you can do that type of exercise half a dozen times. Should be no great deal of stress on it. The next exercise is to work the front of the abdomen. So this movement initially will look a little bit like what you might call a traditional sit-up exercise. The important thing here to remember is, one, you're not trying to complete the sit-up, you're not trying to get upright. And two, it's important you don't think of it like a sit-up where you may try and throw the body upright. It's done in a very slow manner with full concentration on the abdominal muscles. So for this exercise, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, bring the chin towards the chest a little, roll the shoulders off the floor, and then lift a little until the small of the back presses into the ground. At this point, there'll be tension in the abdominal muscles. Then you take a breath in and you breathe out, allowing the abdominal muscles to relax. And it's as simple as that. Say, don't strain. It's not a matter of how high you can get. Remember, these exercises are not fundamentally about strengthening. They're about encouraging your mind to communicate with your muscles. And that's all you want to focus on. So again, take a breath in. And you breathe out. Bring the chin up a little. Roll the shoulders up. And look down. And again, bring a little bit of tension into the abdominal muscles. And rolling down. So you can repeat that exercise half a dozen times. And if you want to rest for a moment, you can then combine the back exercise with the abdominal exercise. So you take a breath in, arch the back, feel the muscles of the spine working. Take a breath out, roll the back flat on the mat, and gently lift. Take a breath in, and then breathe out and relax. And again, you breathe in. Breathe out as you arch the back. Breathe in. Breathe out as you relax the back. Breathe in. Breathe out as you work the abdomen. Take a breath in. And breathe out as you relax.